Drake isn't suing Kendrick Lamar. But if you've been watching the headlines, you might have thought otherwise. The truth is, Drake's legal issue has nothing to do with lyrical beef, and everything to do with the money behind it. He's reportedly going after Kendrick's label, not Kendrick himself, because the label allegedly crossed a major business line. And no, this isn't about who had the better bars or who won the battle. This is about valuation, leverage, and punishment. Drake saw the label trying to turn their lyrical war into a boardroom move, allegedly downgrading his perceived value in the business world. A $400 million brand being treated like a $300 million artist is not something someone like Drake takes lightly. So now it's about sending a message to the machine behind Kendrick, not the artist. If Drake had walked away from the battle untouched, you wouldn't be hearing about lawsuits. But the ripple effect of the beef, and how the label allegedly capitalized on it, triggered a financial reaction. It's business over bars at this point. Still, some people are twisting it, saying Drake's trying to kill battle rap. That's not even close to what's happening. Drake doesn't want the sport of lyrical warfare to die. He wants the suits in the background to think twice before using rap beef to shake up market value. Meanwhile, another storm brews far away from platinum plaques and sold-out arenas. This one involves Wack 100, Loose Cannon, and a growing mess of jail calls, phone taps, betrayals, and leaked recordings. Somehow, Wack 100 has been getting audio that no regular person should have access to. We're talking about conversations between Loose Cannon and his wife, actual jail calls, where she's allegedly coaching him on what to say before leaking edited versions online. It's messy, it's strategic, and it feels like surveillance on another level. Wack's been playing this game for years. His long-standing goal? Allegedly to take down Big U. And in his quest, he once teamed up with Loose Cannon, who also had beef with Big U. But Wack, being Wack, didn't just stop at giving Loose Cannon a platform. He turned the volume all the way up. When Loose Cannon started spilling details, Wack leaned in and made it a show. But that play might have gone too far, because now Loose Cannon is reportedly facing an indictment, and he's starting to think Wack used him as a pawn. Back then, Wack had Loose Cannon on podcasts, live streams, all over Clubhouse, exposing information that had people stunned. But with the feds watching, that clout came with a cost. Now it's Loose Cannon versus Wack 100, and they're both throwing grenades. Wack has been leaking audio trying to frame Loose Cannon as a rat. He's even allegedly been contacting bloggers, like DJ Academics, hoping to spin the narrative and regain control of his own image. But the internet never forgets. Wack's been called out for what many see as dry snitching, leaking sensitive information on Clubhouse and pretending it's not cooperation just because it's public. He even admitted on a podcast that he leaked something first and then a blogger reported on it. By his own logic, he's basically labeled himself a source. It's spiraling fast. The woman in this saga, Loose Cannon's supposed wife, is realizing she might have never been officially married to him at all. Legal marriage? Doesn't look like it. And that's just more fuel to the fire. She's now in the mix, caught between exposure, betrayal, and the allure of going viral. But let's be real. None of this would have reached the public if Wack 100 hadn't pulled Loose Cannon into the spotlight. He's the one who introduced him to Clubhouse, put him in those viral moments, and now, ironically, he's trying to bury the same man he lifted up. It's turning into a public self-destruction event. At this point, the two of them are locked in a death spiral, each trying to take the other down before they get taken down themselves. It's all playing out like a street soap opera with real-life consequences. And just when you think the rabbit hole can't go any deeper, Birdman's name pops back up. Once upon a time, Birdman wanted to sign Kodak Black for $3 million with no paperwork. That offer came during the era when Birdman and Lil Wayne were beefing heavy. Kodak was new, buzzing, and unpredictable. But he wasn't dumb. Instead of jumping on the money, Kodak sought advice. One of the people he went to was Red Eyes, a Miami-based Zoe with serious street credibility. After hearing about the mess between Wayne and Birdman, Kodak turned the deal down. He explained his decision with a wild analogy. He said taking that Birdman deal would have been like someone telling you a girl has AIDS, and then you choose not to get tested. It was dark, graphic, and classic Kodak. But the logic was there, and it turned out to be the right move. Kodak skipped the Birdman contract and went straight to Atlantic, where he's made a fortune on his own terms. On another note, Irv Gotti's brother Chris Gotti has been making the rounds, giving interviews and dropping gems. He touched on Ashanti and her legacy, pointing out something a lot of people don't want to admit. Ashanti had 3 record deals before Murder Incorporated. None of them popped off. It wasn't until she started working with Irv that her career caught fire. And after they split, her momentum never returned to the same level. According to Chris Gotti, the magic wasn't just Ashanti. It was the chemistry between her and Irv. That was the secret sauce. No matter how messy their relationship got later on, the hits they made together are undeniable. And while Irv Gotti never fully bounced back after the FBI came for him, his run was legendary. 10 solid years of making history in hip-hop. And then there's Rick Ross, who's reportedly trying to make peace with Drake. That part of the story sounds almost surreal. Ross, who recently took heavy shots at Drake, now appears to be backing down, sending signals that he's open to squashing the beef. But is Drake willing to listen? Probably not. Drake is known for keeping his foot on the gas when he feels disrespected. He's not in the mood for reconciliation, especially when the wounds are still fresh and the chess game with Kendrick's label is still active. And then you've got the game. His situation is just sad at this point. Rumors say he's already listed his house for sale, not as a strategic business move, but because he lost a major court case and still owes a woman $3 million. The judgment wasn't just financial. It hit his assets directly. And that's not even the end of it. He's also facing another lawsuit involving a failed cannabis business partnership. Game's legacy is solid musically, but his business moves are starting to crumble. One thing is clear. The rap game is no longer just about bars and beats. It's lawsuits, wiretaps, dry snitching, chess moves behind closed doors, and constant manipulation of public narratives. Rappers aren't just going up against each other. They're battling corporations, media platforms, and even their own inner circles. Drake's not fighting Kendrick. He's fighting perception. Wack 100 isn't just battling loose cannon. He's battling the collapse of his street credibility. Kodak dodged a bullet by walking away from Birdman. Ashanti still owes her fame to a man she publicly distances herself from. Rick Ross is trying to retreat from a beef he helped ignite. And the game is watching his empire fall brick by brick.